At this point in initializing the game, we're going to use the card images that we've already created with our image editing software, and we're going to attach card image names to an array card images, as you can see right here. And we're also going to create a separate array for card values. We could probably combine this all into one array and that kind of thing, but it just seems a little easier to explain when you keep things separate. So, as we say, we need some way to display cards when dealt and track and calculate card values and scores. So for the cards that we're dealing, all the images will be kept in this array for card images. All the values will be kept in card values. And to determine which card to deal, we'll simply use a variable named next card to deal. It's going to start at 0 and it'll just go on and on. We're assuming, because this is a simplified game of blackjack, that you'll play one hand and not use up one deck. Of course, you never would with two people. Using one deck, you've got more than enough cards to play one game. So each time we deal a card, this will be incremented 1, and the next card that's dealt simply uses the value in this, and then we would increment by 1 again. So this follows on step by step. We combine the array for card images, the array for card values, the array for the card sequence, and the next card to deal. By doing all of that, we know that we're always displaying the correct card and using the correct value in the dealer card hands and the player card hands. So one more little thing, I think we've talked about this already. The card, for any suit, the card that's a 1 can be either a 1 or an 11. Initially, all the values for these cards are set to 11. They're only changed back to 1 when the dealer or the player is in a situation where their hand would be busted unless that card was changed from an 11 to a 1. So unless they're in that situation, it's always going to be 11. It only becomes a 1 when they would be busted. Okay, let's look at some of the code. It's really pretty straightforward. And basically what we've done here is we've just created the array and set the values. Notice we have the folder value and the string value for the name of the image. This is always going to be the same, of course. Over here, this is going to be changing every time. And we simply went up through the cards. Class 1, 2, 3, on and on up to X, Y, and Z. Again, this is a Z-cycle deck, so the cards, there's only 12 of them per suit. And they're numbered just a little bit differently than ordinary cards. There we go. And again, when we're initializing the game, we're going to re-register this every time. So this means that even though this array may currently exist because the player just got done playing and is still in the same session, when we register it, we're breaking the old value out and inserting a new value. It really doesn't matter. I mean, we could reuse it every time, but it's simpler just to leave the code in there for now. And then, of course, here at the bottom, you can see where we've set this, we've initialized this next card to deal to 0, which it should be. It starts at 0 because the values that are used there are going to be used in array indexes which start at 0, and we're registering that as well. Okay, let's move on.